Hello, welcome to Rita on the Real podcast. This is your foster parent, Rita, and I am here to talk about my over 20 years experience as a foster parent. Fostered many children, at-risk kids, anxiety, trauma, sexual abuse, abandonment, physical abuse. Just talk about it all. And I just want to, I'm here to talk about the kids that let you know that children lives matter. And also as a foster parent, I come with my strategies. We're going to be talking about the eyes through the child, eyes through the foster care system. We're going to be talking about whatever your it is. Your it is how do you deal with a child that's going through abandonment? How do you deal with a child that is going through depression? How do you deal with a child that is been heavily medicated through to help them deal with their anxiety, their ADHD, they neglect, the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, all the traumas that the child have gone through? How do you stay as one, as a foster parent? And like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, and some stories are happy, some stories are sad, some stories they say just make you glitch your pearls, because it's totally under belief how you can foster a child that has been sexually abused from age 6 to 10, being prostituted by their own parents for drugs and stuff like that. And while you're dealing with all of this, you also have to go visit that parent that took the child through all of this. And how do you stay loving on both ends? Where the parent, abandoned the child due to drug abuse, their own traumas. They never had the help that they needed before they became parents. So that trauma just lingered on and passed on to their children. So it's generational traumas that we'll be talking about. And like I said, as a foster parent, how do you deal with seeing that parent on a visit? You have to sit down and have a team meeting with all the parties involved: CPS, the lawyers, the kids, the CASA workers, the judges, everybody around, and sit down to come to a common ground, the common denominator, which is the child. The focus is the child and the betterment for the child's life. And as a foster parent also too, how do you deal with that? How do you pull away from it and separate yourself when you know this child is going back home? I call it the detachment. I have to tell myself, Rita, you are basically, your role in this child's life is like you're babysitter for the state. You're babysitting until that parent get their lives together and or go through the assessment to make their home better in a safe environment for their children once they return home, or they getting adopted by another family member, or they're being placed with another family member, which is a whole bunch of changes in that child's life. And so how do you stay stable and sane through all of the ups and downs, the emotional roller coasters as dealing with the children and their lives, and just keeping us open mind of everything? And how you're loving they feel unlovable. And no matter how much we try and put the love on the children, we're just not that parent. We're not their parent. They're a birth parent. They're a biological parent. And we're foster parents. And keeping that role as a foster parent and not taking it personal. Like I tell myself, I'm a Q-tip. Quit taking it personal when you are not receiving the receptacle of love from the children, because they're scared and they don't know what to do. So that's part of this podcast. I'm just going to talk about those and how to become a foster parent, tips. And there's no book. There's no one set book that you can look at or read, get the knowledge from, and put it all for that one child. Every child is treated differently. Every child is the strategies work differently. Your parenting skills changes per child. And, you still just have to love on them and just be that role model in their life, that security, that health. Some of them never probably even been to a dentist office. Some of them never even had a physical, and how you have to walk through that with them. I dealt with the I've actually dealt with starting, oh my goodness, I've had of all ranges. I didn't realize that. 31 days old, straight out the hospital. Grown from age 12, 13 and up. Those are the children that I've had in my home. And just to go know about all the traumas that they've gone through, and you just kind of, when they open up about some of the things they're going through that's not even really on paper, and they trust you enough to say, hey, I've gone through this, and you still have to have a straight face, but have a caring heart to say, I've never been through that, but let's work through this. Let's work through this trauma, making sure they go to their therapist, whatever. And we're foster parents. We're standing in the gap for those parents while they're working through their assessment to possibly get the kids back. Some of them, the addiction is so overwhelming that they can't get the kids back. So we work on that, how we can get them to live a productive life, letting them know that they are loved, and you were created to be loved. And, keeping a balance. And my balance of keeping it all together is, I got to have God in my life. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I got to have God in my life. And he's the one that gives me the guidance, the creativeness to deal with the children and to work through this and walk through this journey with them while they're in my home. And as well as working. I'm a single parent, single foster parent. I have my oldest daughter. My daughter is 25 years old. I have a grandson. But I still work a balance with it all. My church, my support system. Sometimes I have to get away, put myself in what they call it, in time out to deal with it all. But just knowing the boundaries. And so that's what my podcast is supposed to basically to Rita on the Real. That's Rita on the REEL podcast. And before I get off, I want to thank my coworker, Kat. We call her Kat. Her name is Kathryn. I ain't gonna say the last name. I don't know if she want me to expose that part. But anyway, she gave me the name Rita on the Real. I was looking for a catchy name out there, and that's what she gave me, Rita on the Real, and it stuck. And I was like, that's it. I was gonna call it Chat in the Purple Chair, but I don't know, but that didn't work out. And I also want to thank Reginald Blanks for doing my logo, Rita on the Real. You see the mic there, and they got the heart, and because I love people, and then the people branches out diverse. I love all people, and that's what that's all about. I want to thank my support. I want to thank my people, my family members that encouraged me to do this. And oh man, my Nancy put my nonprofit on my car, so when I drive, I be thinking people looking at me. But anyway, they looking at the logo on the car. But anyway, my information, my content for my nonprofit, which is Queens and Kings Among Us Foundation, and I just love helping kids. And so this is my other baby here, this podcast, which is talking about the life of a foster parent. And if you want to intrigue about being one, I would like to give you the resources and the information that you need to get that. And even also the resources if the kids, foster kids that drop the line, drop in the chat, the comment section, what they need or something. I'll see if it's what's out there and help them out. They don't know. Some of them even know about PALS. Some doesn't even know about, you can sign yourself back in once you get 18 and age out in the system. So I want to give them those strategies as well. And also as let some of the parents know about those. So that's what Rita on the Real is all about, because we read it on the real. And I want to reel you into some wisdom, some knowledge, and just love on people that are in the foster care system, because remember, they are part of that equation of our future. Foster children are a part of the equation of our future, so help while we can. So read on the Real, stay tuned for it. I'm looking forward to seeing you every other, well, it won't be live, it'll be just drop the podcast, so Read on the Real podcast. And I am just so fortunate for this to be my first, and I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. So tune in And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Did I say that? Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share Rita on the Real podcast. And I'm looking so forward to being in your home, your phone, your iPad, right, driving on the road or whatever. Just tune in and drop me a thumbs up or a heart. Drop me a purple heart. Yeah. Purple heart. That meant something. When you was in the military, they did the purple heart. That means you did something. So drop me a purple heart and just say, keep up the good work, whatever. I don't know, encouraging words because it's a lot. So anyways, tune in. Rita on the Real. Looking forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.